Okay, we are recording. This is Mrs. Moran talking in the background, and I have two wonderful students, Kennedy Johnson and Amir Kelson, here from the class of 2022. And I just wanted them to share a little bit about their experience as a consultant for KPMG this year. So let's start. Well, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your plans after school.
Yep.
Ladies first.
Okay, my name is Kennedy Johnson, and after school I want to study in criminal justice, because I want to be in like that type of field. I don't know if I want to be a lawyer or a judge yet, but one of them two, because that's like right up in my element.
And for me, I'm going to Xavier University of Louisiana and major in bio-pre-med to become a dermatologist.
Great. Okay, so let's talk about your 3DE experience. In particular, I'm looking to compare and contrast 9th and 11th grade, what you did then, those 3 years, versus their senior experience. So any and everything, how it was different, how it was the same, just share all of that with me now.
So I feel like 9th through 11th grade is more like you're being a think tank. It's like you just come up with ideas, you're not really seeing the end result of the ideas. It's like more application. And then your senior year, like you're actually seeing the end results. Like you can't really, you can't really mess up. Like you see what you came up with, and it's like you think, you come out with an idea and you apply that idea and see how it come out. You got to plan everything, logistics and everything about that.
Anything else?
To figure out what he said, I feel like that too, but I also like how it's like free flow, meaning like rather than how it was when we first was doing case studies, how they tell us what we supposed to do, and it's like more so they leave it out to you. They like you to amaze them. They like bring it back to me, wow me. Like I'm not giving you no boundaries. It's like you can't do nothing but go up from there. So it's like.
And also, 9th through 11th grade, there's more of a set time schedule. So you gotta do one PowerPoint, 2 weeks later another PowerPoint. Then like there's checkpoints along the way of your case study. But senior year, there's not really checkpoints. It's like it's an actual business type of setting. Like you're in an interview. You're not an interview, but you're with your team, and like y'all going based off of that. Not no set schedule. If that makes sense.
And the main important one class only.
One company, one class.
One company, one class.
Okay.
One problem.
Amir, you said something earlier about theory versus application. Could you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so 9th through 11th grade is more theory. Like you're seeing how consulting works, like what consulting do, and how you should act like a consultant, how you should think like a consultant, and they teach you how to think before solving problems. But 12th grade, you're actually applying what you learned to the real world, because these problems, like Chick-fil-A, like some of those things wasn't really, they wasn't gonna take those ideas and run with it. But these ideas that you're senior are running with these ideas. You're running with the ideas too. Like you'll see by May that idea came to fruition.
Very good.
And I like how it like all the classes kind of like build up to your 12th grade year. So like you will see yourself using these terms that you learned. Like
it's like building.
Oh, you know what this is? Yeah, like it's building blocks. So you gonna be able to articulate like.
So some of those things like surveys and the Cotter business, all those things,
all the stuff that you like, you're wondering why are we doing Microsoft? Why are we doing PowerPoint? This is why.
It makes sense.
Y'all may wonder like why we do like these projects. Like these projects will help you for your phase after high school, securing those like relationships that you do with the company to get internships. Because you never know like what your plans they may change in some way. Like for me, I'll go do business, but not doing healthcare. So I have a relationship with Todd and healthcare consulting. I would have like if I was being closed-minded, I wouldn't really did too much. But I impressed them, so now I have a long-term relationship.
Speaking of Todd, Todd Ellis was our contact with KPMG. KPMG is a consulting company, and Todd took to you guys pretty strongly. He had nothing but great things to say about you. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Todd.
Todd was actually a good experience. That's probably out of my all 4 years, the company I like the most, because he'll keep it real with you, but he'll be professional at the same time, and he's understanding of like we're still students.
I like working with him because he made me look at stuff that I walk and like take for granted every day very differently, and also he opened us to a lot of like opportunities as far as we said connections, as far as like, oh, if you need me anything, you did so good on my project, you need me for a college recommendation, I got you. You got my email, you got my contact info. That's it. And I like that we did that, and Also, it was just good, like, getting that feedback. 'Cause I know sometimes I'm hard-headed. I don't like hearing constructive criticism. So it took a couple of times, like, him telling me it was trash. Like, literally, this is trash. For me to, like, get it right.
And Tyler's also a well-connected person in healthcare and business. So I do have to have that relationship. Also,
So talk about the question. Like a little bit, what was your question? Because then that'll make sense why Todd, what you're saying about healthcare, business, and Todd. What was you all? What was
Our question.
Your consultancy question.
And this is, like, kid you not, this is how he dropped the question. Like, this is how he launched the case study. What is health equity? Nobody said nothing. I'm not launching the case until you find out what health equity is. Go back and find out what health equity is, then come back to me.
then we had to solve health disparities in the Atlanta area.
Then come back to him. So it was like literally tit for tat, tit for tat.
And he also like pushed us to our thinking. He has like, why do y'all think this is? Why y'all think this is? And like we seen everything that's going around us in our own society that we did not see before.
Yes.
Like the food deserts and all that. He pushed us to think like, why is it like this?
He got us to get into that why mindset. Like, even though we got an answer, always question that answer. Because Todd is always going to find it. Like a question, like you'll answer it. Well, why do you think it's like that? You got to have that backup rebuttal. Oh, I think it's like that because. And he's like, oh, okay, you did your research.
So Amir during some of your research, I remember Amir, there was a challenge. You were needing to call Morehouse School of Medicine and some other things. Tell us what happened there. What was the assignment and what happened?
Through that phase, I had to call them to see if those healthcare institutions in Atlanta had programs in place for healthcare disparities and stuff like that. And like through that phase, I already learned phone etiquette. And then like because you're dealing mostly with black people, so they'll put you on hold and then hang up, or like they won't answer the phone for 4 times. And like some they like I feel like it was their secretary calling me, not an actual person, so they didn't know what I was talking about. So I usually learn phone etiquette, like really just how to like talk over the phone professionally and get what you want.
Did you ever get frustrated? Like anything like? I remember we had one situation where you kept calling and calling, you kept talking to people and nobody had an answer.
Yeah, I got frustrated multiple times. Multiple times.
So was that good for you in the end though?
Yeah, I feel like it did grow. Because now I'm able to call colleges and talk more professionally. Like, it'd be way more quicker. Like, because you're a senior, so you'll be in the college process. You have to call admissions, you have to call room and board. And it just go, and like, through that phase, with college, it went way more smoother than that.
Good. And then tell us a little bit about what your solution was.
Okay, so we got a series of solutions. So what we wanted to do is due to the time that the case study was launched, we didn't have time to actually fully execute what we wanted to do. So we want like the class, you guys, to finish. But we wanted to be like finished like in the direction we want. Like we've been talking about it, like we wanted to go big. Like we wanted to have these annual seminars where we could broaden like healthcare
conventions.
Yes, because when you can't even lie. When you think of healthcare, you automatically think doctor, nurse, and
After with Todd, we learned like there's way more to the healthcare industry than the white coats. So like the business people. Like so much
the mathematics of it, like all that.
The technology side, like there's so much to healthcare than just a white coat. And so our solution was the healthcare convention, the annual healthcare convention. Also, stuff was really done with Banneker. We also did doing a campaign, the Guide Health campaign, which will also be annual. And that's what for y'all to do. But you'll learn that when you get to Ms. Moran class.
Can't spill everything.
Yeah.
What about the kiosk?
Oh, the kiosk. It was kind of like a hit or miss because I don't know, but I heard about how Emory University was supposed to be bringing a clinic here to the school, but a kiosk was basically supposed to be that clinic on the go, that access for you to get what you need that you cannot drive all the way out to. As you'll see in the project, whoever's assigning KPMG, as you'll see to the project, you'll see what it means.
All right. Any parting words? Anything you want to say to our incoming seniors that would make their life a lot easier?
Working with groups. Like really just maintain the end goal. No matter who your group is, just maintain the end goal
of getting that work done.
And also, this don't have to do with the case study, but this is very true. Apply for scholarships early. apply for them early. I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
And also, do the AES.
Yes, do the AES. Do the AES.
Do the AES, please.
Do the AES.
So the work that I'm asking you to do, is it difficult?
No.
No, so also the little assignments, do the little assignments because eventually they will become a part of your student portfolio. So do them little assignments.
Please,
You're not seeing like right now, but do them little assignments.
The stuff that she said, oh, it's gonna be for you're gonna do this first semester, but the next part gonna be.
Like if you don't see it in the grade book, trust me, it will be there before you graduate.
Eventually.
It will be there
And
before
the
you
biggest
graduate.
thing for KPMG, if you're gonna be lazy, just let it go. Don't even raise your hand. But if you're willing to work, you really think, get on your feet, and already go off and take off with it, KPMG is for you.
Great. All right, congratulations. I'm excited for you, and that concludes our video.